I would like to welcome you to this single-use solution webinar. Actually, we were planning to have a hands-on single-use seminar, but as you know, there is this pandemic and we need to rethink a little bit. So we landed in that this webinar would be a good free webinar would be a good option. Single-use solution is nothing new for us at Thurne Technique. We've been working with this since 15 years, starting with the biotech industry. But we have seen it becoming more and more important and relevant for other industries as well to use single-use equipment. So we really would like to would like to give you some news and insights, and really hope that this will give you a better understanding or ideas for where your or which of your application could be where the single-use equipment could be a good solution. And this session, implementation of single-use technology at a pharmaceutical company, ensure compliance with the OEB limits across the full entire process steps. It will be given by Lugaia, and we started work with Lugaia 7 years ago, and the first actually Lugaia was on the first containment seminar we had 2013. And Lugaia is a leading manufacturer with state-of-the-art technology for innovative single-use containment solutions. Located in Raron in Switzerland, not so far away from Matterhorn. If you're like me, like skiing, you know where it is. I will also be the moderator for this session too. As I told before, I've been working at Thurne Technique since 2002 with powder handling equipment, and today I'm responsible for the containment powder processing equipment for the territory Sweden and Norway. And I have the pleasure to present Andreas Stöpfer, that will be the spokesperson from Lugaia. He's been with Lugaia, started as a project engineer 5 years ago, and is nowadays the sales area manager for the Thurne territory, among others. And contact persons at Thurne Technique for Lugaia is me, Magnus, for Sweden, Norway, my colleague Sami for Finland, Rafi for Denmark, Andris for the Baltics, and Dorota for Poland. Leave over the podium with warm hand to Andreas Stöpfer from Lugaia.
Thank you very much, Magnus. It's a great pleasure to be here with all of you, and I very appreciate your attention. The focus on the following presentation leads on a business case, a specific containment solution that we implemented at the pharmaceutical company in Germany. Therefore, it's more practicable if you have a little previous knowledge about us and about our products. And that's why I will do a short introduction of our core business first. With high quality Swiss production and continuous development, we are providing our customers with products that adds the highest value to their processes and focus on single-use containment solution. We are experienced in these single-use containment solutions since 15 years. And we are now an established and well-known company in the industry. Our daily business is to develop and produce customer-specific and individual containment solutions. We are heavy focused in producing single-use products for the life science, for the pharma and for the biotech industry and the chemical sector as well, and the handling with powders. it's also important that you know what we are not. So we are not a builder of plants. We are not a machine builder of plants like filter dryers, reactors, and so on. But we are dealing with the containment around that plants. The only metal parts that we offer are for hang up a system like special holders for single-use bags, a frame to install an isolators, and so on. And those are in general always static elements. And for our containment solution and its handling, we are following a continuous research and development strategy. We often work together with the customers. We are testing together with the customers. We do prototyping together with the customers. And that leads us to detect market pull innovations. We set a high value to understand the customers and its needs. And what's our output? So the continuous liner on the first picture is a product used for discharging of API or any other powder for port solutions and on isolators, and is often mounted on drum filling stations. Due to the special folding technology, we are able to fold up to 80 meters on one liner unit. That is depending on the film thickness and on the size of the liner, about 80 meters, let's say that's the maximum. And furthermore, there are different film materials available, especially for primary packaging. We use customer-specific film material. We are also able to manufacture liner units made of our standard material that's up to the customer. The liner carrier is the metallic part on which the liner unit is fixed. There are some machine builders who are designing that part by their own. In that case, we refer to the drawing and the measurements of that existing carrier. And based on that, we determine the matched and compatible liner unit. The safety closure is then the cornerstone of each of our containment solution. It is a complementary product of Lugaia containment solutions and was developed to separate liner units, containments, and isolator to reach an OEB level from 5, that means 1 microgram per cubic meter. And then we have traditional transfer bags. They are executed with a single-use tree clamp or with an O-ring connection. The use of that item is based on customer requirements as well, because when I have on stock the transfer bag for charging or discharging, then I have to open the system after that step. That means the docking of a new bag on the same port is only possible with system breakage, means with opening the system. This depends on the customer requirements. There are applications where this is permissible if, for example, I only have to empty the bag once. For continuous docking requirements, we implemented a new development. A SafePort bag allows a continuous connections of bags on the same port without opening the system. For both traditional transfer bag with tree clamp and O-ring, or for transfer bag with that SafePort connection, we are able to design different volumes, different film materials, and so on. SafeFlex isolators at least are used even when I need a closed atmosphere for sampling, for dispensing, or plant-sided on filter dryers, on the reactors, on lyophilizators. This is also a common application. In general, it is designed according to any customer's need and is focused on any handling of toxic APIs. So the first product that I have introduced was the liner system. That is the liner unit. The folding technology that I have mentioned is, if you can see that, I don't know exactly, but it's that are the foldings here. And the measurement, important measurement of that is the folding height. There are different heights available, and the flat width. There are different width available. Furthermore, the properties of the liner units are also different. That one here is an anti-static or an LDP in anti-static execution. Could be used for port solutions, for take out waste material, is often fixed on the rigid isolator as well. And we could also design the same liner unit with a pure LDP, for example, for primary packaging applications. And as well, when there is a conductive fill material required, for example. So we have liner units exact of that material with exactly that requirements. And those liner units are in general mount on a liner carrier. That's what we have here. That's the metallic carrier. We can execute the interface with a flange or with a three-clamp connection. In the inside, it's polished, and that could we deliver as well. And when the liner unit is mounted on the liner carrier, we have this situation here. That's how it looks like. So we have the liner package here. It's a larger execution and the liner carrier. Now we could imagine that here could be the, for example, the filter dryer. The product comes from the filter dryer into the liner unit. The operators just pull down the fill material. I just go a little bit downwards. So, and when he has charged the product in that area here, then he uses the safe seal closure. That was the third part that I have introduced. So that's the cornerstone of each containment solution. There are two parts. I have one part with the opening, and I have the other part with the stamp. On the opening, I can zoom a little bit, maybe, yes. I just take the fill material together, then I use the crimp to insert the fill material in there, like that. With the other part, I just press together by hand, and then there are two different tools available. So I have the pressing tool here for the first step. So I press the crimp together so that the closer is really strength enough pressed together. And next step is then the cutting tool. And now all I do is I separate the liner unit using the cutting tool. So like this. And now I see that's the surface of the closure. It's very clean there. The product would now be inside that liner unit, and against the plant, I'm closed as well. That's the functionality of the safe seal system. It's a very established system in the industry. It's very easy in handling and very common. Yes, and now I go back with the zoom. Yeah. The next one was I call it the traditional transfer bag. Means transfer bag with three-clamp or with O-ring connection. That's how it looks like. So here is a one-way three-clamp, single-use three-clamp connection, also available in different sizes. The product is inside that area. We can execute that bag with different volumes and with different executions. So we could design at the top an O-ring as well. We are free in designing. And with the 3-clamp connection can then be docked directly on the inlet of a reactor, for example. But when I have to connect several back on the same port without opening the system, then we use a safe port transfer back. And that's how it looks like. So I have the white flange is the safe port connection. And on the bottom is the next white flange is as well a safe port connection. So the operator docks, maybe I can go back. So the operator docks the safe port flange on the outlet. The product goes down in the area of the bag, and then he uses the safe seal system here to separate that bag. And when that is happened, I have this situation here. So the flange at the top is separated by the safe seal system. The product is in the bag, and on the bottom there is the direct next flange available to connect it on a granulator, on a tablet press, or wherever I have to connect it. And the functionality of that system is what I want to show you next. For demonstration reason, we just have cutted a bag in the half. That's easier for showing. That could be the situation. There's the outlet of the filter dryer. What I see here is the remaining piece of the former bag. So the operator crimped the bag and is already go with that bag on another facility, for example. And now our challenge is to dock a new safe port bag on that port. And now I show you how that works. We have a mounting at. That's how it looks. We have to. Step one is to remove the dust cover of the bag. Step two is then to insert that safe port bag into the mounting at. So like that. And now I dock here. I dock the safe port bag over the remaining piece of the former bag, and then I turn on the right side. So. And when I'm on stock, I can't remove the bag. So now I have to turn back a little bit, so till the end. Nothing can happen. With the hook, there is a sleeve and there's a hook welded in. I catch the red ring of the former bag and I pull the remaining piece back into the sleeve. So the remaining piece that we've seen before here is now in that sleeve. That means we are open between bag and plant, but we are always closed against the atmosphere. Now I have to turn back to the end. So I remove the mounting at. So, and then I'm ready to charge the bag again. And that procedure can I do again and again and again. When I'm finished, I just have to use the safe seal system here in that area to separate the bag. That's all I have to do. Pneumatic tool here, it's a new development that was a marked pull innovation, because even on filling station, when the operator has to do, has to use the safe seal system a lot in a short time, then the crimping plier and the cutting tool is not easy to use as so much time. And that's why we implemented a pneumatic tool who is ATEX approved, who has a CE certification, who meets all the safety requirements. And the system works the same. The operators pull down the liner unit. So then he set the crimp by hand. So the pneumatic tool is a little bit more positioned on a swivel arm, so it's very easy to use. The operator opens the flap. He inserts the crimp into the tool, like that. So then he closes the flap again for safety reason as well. So, and then he uses both, or he must use both hands to start the process, and then it presses together and it cuts in one step. After that procedure, he opens the flap, and now we have the situation same as before that I have made by hand is now done pneumatically. Closed back, closed against the plant. So the functionality is given. It's also implemented with a customer in Finland then, and the customer's feedbacks are very good. So yes, we reached there with that implementation a good product for the market. And now let's move to understand the customer's needs and to create them a matched, customized and high quality solution. At the starting point, with the inquiry, the general customer requirements was to perform the process in their plants more cleaner, more reliable, and therefore more efficient. This is to be achieved with disposable solutions. Based on a meeting at customer site, we could identify the following requirements. So a new product was processed in an existing product line. The new product had also consequence for the exposure limit. So the exposure limit was new OEB level 5. And our challenge was to develop a suitable transfer solution between the process steps to generate a closed process flow between the plants. In addition, the customer needed a specific film material for their primary packaging. This as well is our core competence. We produce the defined and the released film material according to that specification and or manufacture the containment solution based on that material. In summary, that was the request, a contamination-free process from product arrival through further processing to product loading. Back at our site in Switzerland, we have now a comprehensive understanding of the customer situation on site that is required to develop a targeted, coordinated solution or solution possibilities. And so we are able to collect our product that are covering the customer's need exactly. And with these products, we can implement a customized solution for the customer. We must design a SafeFlex isolator for transferring and a continuous liner system as a port solution on that isolator. SafePort bags are required to charge and discharge the product on different plants and on different locations. For all solutions, the SafeSeal closure is of central importance. It generates the separation to reach that OEB level from 5. And in the following pages, I will introduce the application of each part in detail. The product was delivered to the plant from an external CMO into the flat barrel that you see on the back wall of the isolator. And that barrel connects to the isolator. It provides a closed atmosphere. So the operator uses the gloves on the front side to open the product bags from that barrel. And now he can weigh the product inside the isolator and can then charge it to the docked SafePort bag on the left side. The panel of the scale is positioned directly behind the back wall of the isolator, so the operator can use the gloves to operate this, and the panel is never contaminated. By the way, the installation of this isolator is very simple to do. A teached operator needs between 10 to 20 minutes to install that isolator, and the dismantling is even faster. Through the H14 filter, the isolator will be evacuated at the end, and before delivering, each isolator will be tested for leaks. For this, we make a pressure test here at our site in Switzerland, and we confirm passing this test with a corresponding certificate. On the other hand, the operator can also do sampling with that isolator when he take out the product through the Lidar unit on the right side. Here colored in red, marked with the letter CLS for continuous Lidar system. And this Lidar unit is furthermore capable to take in equipment on the other way. For example, a shovel or a funnel for working. And the Lidar unit will also be needed to take out the equipment after process before dismantling, even in a way without contamination. In that case here, the Lidar unit was made of our standard material because it was not direct in contact with product. And there is also the possibility to use SafePort bag for primary packaging. That was the case here. So we made the transfer bag of that specific film material and exactly to the required volume. So volumes are available from 5 liters to 40 liters. And we have a special SafePort drum bag that is made for a volume of 180 liters. And now we can see step by step the transfer bag charging process. So the gray part should show the product. On picture 1, we see that empty bag, and on picture 2, that bag was filled. And on picture 3, the separation with the safe seal system was completed, and the safe seal system has separated the bag. And now we see the SafePort bag in progress. So the SafePort bag charged on the isolator is now ready to process the intermediate process step here on a mill application. So the bag at the top, that's the bag of the isolator. And the transfer bag, the SafePort transfer bag on the bottom is still ready to get charged after that milling procedure. Here we can see how it looks like in the plant. And then the now filled bag from the mill can be docked to several plants, for example, on a granulator, on a reactor, on a vessel, or on a tablet press, wherever the customer needs to do the further processing. And during the whole process chain, we provided with that overall solution a contamination-free process, a more effective process, and a more reliable process. The isolator and the transfer bag was customized, and we see the success factor in these customer-specific designs. This is only possible with a good relationship to the customer, a good relationship to the partner like Thurne, testing and prototyping strategy. The SafePort bag in operation, it's what we see now. So picture 1 shows the operator how he docks a SafePort bag over the remaining piece of a former bag. Picture 2, he removes that remaining piece of the former bag and pull it back into the sleeve. And on picture 3, the product can flow down to the reactor. Picture 4 and 5, the separation with the safe seal closure has taken place. And on picture 6, we see there's a cover bag to cover the remaining piece when it's not when the inlet is not needed at the moment. For that project success, we have used our core competence. Next to the mentioned success factors before, we need several core competence listed here. In this case, the isolator and the liner unit were manufactured in ISO cleanroom class 8, while SafePort transfer bags for primary packaging were manufactured in ISO class 7. We are moreover able to manufacture in ISO cleanroom class 5. That's up to the customers which cleanroom class he required. And ISO certificates underline the whole. In summary, we have realized and implemented a solution on customer side that generates a closed process flow between the plants and from product arrival to the last process step. When the operator is on stage, that's a big advantage. They are familiar with a very simple and secure, high quality containment solution. And furthermore, follow-up orders and adaptations of the implemented solution are always possible. For example, when a new bag is required, a new volume is required, or a conductive fill material is required, material has changed. So then follow-up orders are really easy to adapt. The picture of the 3D file that of the isolator shown before generates a better overview for explaining you the process. Here we see the corresponding picture of the isolator really in progress. The system is praised from operator side for its ease of use, for its tailored design, and for its fast and easy installation and dismantling procedure. Furthermore, the fill material is high tear resistant. That's made of a polyurethane, is FDA approved as well. And polyurethane is, as mentioned, very tear resistant and therefore very safety during the operation. Here, the big advantages as well. Follow-up orders of isolators can easily be adapted in next orders when a glove is too small, or when an additional glove, an additional connection sleeve is required. So we are able to realize that in the follow-up orders. And the pictures here, there was not involved in that business case, but liner units in packaging stations are a very common and high established application in the industry. The picture on the right side, for example, shows a filling head from DEC. That's as well a partner of us. And we provide the liner units to this plant, performed with the required fill material, with the required design, and matching to that connecting head. So the liner units can be replaced continuously and without contamination. On plants like this, exactly on plants like this, an installation of the Safe Seal pneumatic tool seems to be very recommended, because the operator has to separate liner units there or liners there a lot in a short period of time. That's why the pneumatic tool could here in applications like that be a very good recommendation to prepare, to create the process more ergonomic for the operator. Yes, I hope I was able to introduce Lugaia and its products to you. We would be very pleased to hear from you also via Thurne in order to respond to specific requests. As you know, we take this very seriously. We thank you very much for your attention.